Did you know that a staggering 85% of men wander blissfully through life, utterly unaware they're being cheated on? Astonishing, isn't it? But fear not, my dear friends, for today we embark on a journey that may forever alter the way you view your relationship, or at the very least, keep you from being the punchline of life's cruelest joke. Now, before we delve into the murky depths of female psychology, a subject as enigmatic as it is electrifying, allow me a brief detour. If you're determined to become the Sherlock Holmes of the heart and crack the intricate code of the female mind, why not click that little subscribe button? Consider it your first step toward relational enlightenment, a beacon guiding you through the stormy seas of love, lust, and lunacy. And while you're at it, ring that notification bell. It might just save you from future heartbreak or inspire you to find a partner whose intentions are as clear as a summer's day. Right, let's get down to brass tacks. Gentlemen, pay close attention, for what I'm about to share could be the very key to unlocking one of the most guarded secrets of human interaction. How to tell if she's playing you for a fool. You see, women, bless their clever, confounding hearts, are masters of subtlety. Where a man caught in infidelity might leave a trail so obvious it could be followed by a blindfolded bloodhound, women craft their deceptions with the precision of a Swiss watchmaker. Infidelity to them is not merely an act. It's an art form, and oh, what a masterpiece they can paint. But despair not, noble viewer. Today I will lift the veil on this gallery of guile and reveal the 6 phrases a woman utters when she's been unfaithful. Phrases so innocuous they often pass unnoticed, like whispers in a storm. So ask yourself, do you truly know what's happening in your relationship? Has she ever spoken these subtle lines, and you, like most men, shrugged them off as meaningless? Stay with me, for every moment from here on could mean the difference between living in blissful ignorance or uncovering a truth that might just set you free, or send you scrambling for the nearest bottle of whiskey. Without further ado, let us begin. Number 1. So-and-so understands what I'm going through so well. Ah, gentlemen, beware the day you hear these words slip from her lips. So-and-so understands what I'm going through so well. It may sound harmless at first, like a passing comment about the weather or her latest fascination with scented candles. But don't be fooled. This is no ordinary observation. No, sir, this is a subtle harbinger, a whisper of storm clouds gathering on your otherwise sunny relationship horizon. When she begins to speak of another man or woman with such reverence, you'd best pay attention. This so-and-so isn't just some casual acquaintance. They're the spark threatening to light a fire you may not be able to extinguish. It starts innocently enough. A shared laugh, a heartfelt conversation, perhaps even a moment of mutual commiseration over life's trials. But before long, this understanding grows roots, deep and unseen, forming an emotional connection that could soon rival or surpass what she shares with you. Think of it this way. Every time she praises this so-and-so, she's building a pedestal for them. And here's the kicker. She's not just admiring them, she's comparing them to you. Unfavorable comparisons, mind you, even if they're wrapped in the soft cushion of subtlety. If her conversation starts sounding like a love letter to so-and-so's unparalleled empathy, you do well to investigate. Who is this shadowy figure, and why is their name suddenly on her lips more than yours? Ignore the signs at your peril, my friends, for this road often leads to trouble. Number 2. Don't worry, I'm just going out with some friends. Ah, the sweet sound of reassurance. Don't worry, I'm just going out with some friends, she says. And for a fleeting moment, you feel like the picture of modern trust. But let me caution you, my dear fellow, that this innocent-sounding phrase can be as loaded as a poker game in a riverboat saloon. On the surface, it's as straightforward as a summer breeze. But beneath it, there may lurk a tempest of untold truths. Now, I'm not saying every such declaration is cloaked in deceit. But if this line becomes as common as her morning coffee, you might want to sit up a little straighter and sharpen your observational skills. You see, when a person is up to something they'd rather not put in the family scrapbook, they often lean on seemingly routine excuses. A casual outing with friends becomes the perfect alibi, painted with just enough charm to keep your eyebrows from raising. What makes this phrase particularly cunning is its disarming simplicity. It's designed to put your mind at ease, lulling you into a state of calm while she steps out into the night. But should you find her stories of these outings riddled with holes big enough to steer a steamboat through, or should her details change more often than a summer wind, then, my friend, it's time to take note. Now, before we proceed, let me veer off course for just a moment to share something that might pique your interest. Have you ever dreamed of sending a single text message so powerful it stirs an uncontrollable desire in a woman's heart? A message so magnetic it makes her think of you morning, noon, and night, no matter who she's with or how she sees you now? Let me warn you, these messages aren't for the faint of heart. Send one, and you may find her at your door faster than a hound on the trail. If you're brave enough, click the link below to uncover the secret to these texts. But be warned, once she's hooked, there's no going back. Number 3, I need more space for myself. Ah, the classic cry of independence. I need more space for myself. On its face, it sounds noble, like a heartfelt quest for self-discovery. But gentlemen, let's not mistake this for a request to take up pottery or start a book club. When uttered with just the right mix of sincerity and vagueness, it can be a masterstroke of misdirection. Now, I'm not saying every woman asking for space has one foot out the door, but let's call a spade a spade. This phrase, if left unexamined, can be a subtle smokescreen for creating opportunities to drift away, emotionally, physically, or both. It's not a declaration of war. It's more like the soft sound of a door clicking shut while you're looking the other way. Pay close attention to how this space is being used. Is she suddenly busier than a politician on election day? Are her solo activities multiplying like rabbits in spring? If her newfound autonomy starts to feel less like personal growth and more like a covert operation, it's time to take notice. And don't let yourself be fooled by the poetic appeal of self-development. While genuine growth is commendable, a sudden and pronounced emotional distance could be a signal as clear as a cannon shot. Stay alert, my friend, and remember, space in a relationship is like salt in a stew. Too much, and it's no longer palatable. Keep your wits about you, and don't let "I need more space" become the prelude to a vanishing act. Number 4. I'm working late tonight. Ah, the timeless classic. I'm working late tonight. It's as old as time itself, or at least as old as the invention of the workplace. On the surface, this sounds perfectly reasonable. Who among us hasn't had to put in a few extra hours to keep the wolves from the door? But gentlemen, if this line starts making regular appearances in your partner's repertoire, it might warrant closer scrutiny. Here's the thing about working late. It's a splendid alibi. It's practical, plausible, and requires no immediate follow-up. After all, who would dare question someone burning the midnight oil for the sake of ambition? Yet, when the overtime tales pile higher than last month's bills, and the details become as vague as a politician's campaign promises, you've got yourself a mystery worth unraveling. Notice any changes in her routine. Is she suddenly clocking more hours than a New York cabbie? Does her phone mysteriously stay out of sight, and her stories about work sound less like reality and more like a poorly scripted soap opera? These little inconsistencies are where the truth often hides, my friend. Watch closely and don't let the glow of hard work blind you to the shadows lurking behind it. Number 5. I think we need some time apart. And now, the pièce de résistance of evasive maneuvers. I think we need some time apart. It has a certain elegance, doesn't it? It sounds thoughtful, introspective, almost noble. But let's not kid ourselves. When this phrase drops into conversation like a thunderclap on a sunny day, it's often less about self-reflection and more about carving out a little space for extracurricular activities. A break is a slippery slope. It provides just enough emotional and physical distance to entertain new possibilities while keeping the door ajar for a potential return. It's a clever little dance, and if you're not paying attention, you might find yourself shuffled right off the floor. Here's where you need to focus. Is this time apart a sudden revelation, or has it been building? Does it come with vague explanations and an air of mystery? If her proposal feels more like an escape route than a genuine effort to heal the relationship, you've got yourself a riddle to solve. And let's not forget, how she handles your response is just as telling as the request itself. If she's defensive, evasive, or quick to dismiss your concerns, it might be time to ask some pointed questions. The truth, as they say, tends to surface when you least expect it. So stay sharp, my friend, and don't let a well-worded phrase turn your love life into a guessing game.